Once again, it's a privilege to be welcomed to your homes. Today we are reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 23 to 26. For I received from the Lord what I also handed on to you, that the Lord Jesus, on the night he was handed over, took bread, and after he had given thanks, broke it and said, "This is my body that is for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way also the cup after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink the cup, you proclaim the death of the Lord until he comes." This last meal Jesus shared with his disciples stood out in their memory because of what Jesus said and did. Jesus did more than share God's vision for our lives with the disciples. He shared himself with them. The gift of himself that he made at the Last Supper looked ahead to the gift of himself that he will make to all humanity on the cross the next day. Jesus intended his Last Supper to be a beginning rather than an end. That is why he went on to say to his disciples, "Do this in memory of me." The Last Supper was to be the first Eucharist. Ever since that night, in response to that command of Jesus, the church has continued to gather to do and to say what he did and said at the Last Supper, taking bread and wine, blessing both, breaking the bread and giving the bread and wine for disciples to eat and drink. In this way, Jesus continues to give himself to us as food and drink. His self-giving love that expressed fully on the cross is present to us at every Eucharist. At every Eucharist, we proclaim the Lord's greater love that his death expresses. And in proclaiming his love, it becomes present to us again. Dear friends, each time we gather to celebrate the Eucharist, we are reminded that the Lord's love does not have to be earned. It only has to be received with gratitude. Shalom. Peace.